This is the introduction to the book of Deuteronomy from the Message translation of the Bible. Deuteronomy is a sermon, actually a series of sermons. It's the longest sermon in the Bible and maybe the longest sermon ever. Deuteronomy presents Moses standing on the plains of Moab with all Israel assembled before him, preaching. It is his last sermon. When he completes it, he will leave his pulpit on the plains, climb a mountain and die. The setting is stirring and emotion-packed. Moses has entered the biblical story of salvation as a little baby born in Egypt under a death threat. Now, 120 years later, eyesight sharp as ever and walking with a spring in his step, he preaches this immense sermon and dies, still brimming with words of life. This sermon does what all sermons are intended to do. Take God's word, written and spoken in the past, take the human experience, ancestral and personal, of the listening congregation, then produce the words and experience as a single event right now, in this present moment. No word that God has spoken is a mere literary artifact to be studied. No human experience is dead history merely to be regretted or admired. The continuous and incessant mosaic repetition of today and this day throughout these sermons keep attention taut and responsive. The complete range of human experience is brought to life and salvation by the full revelation of God. Live this now. The plains of Moab are the last stop on the 40-year journey from Egyptian slavery to promised land freedom. The people of Israel have experienced a lot as a congregation. Deliverance, wandering, rebellions, wars, providence, worship, guidance. The people of Israel have heard a lot from God. Commandments, covenant conditions, sacrificial procedures, and now poised at the river Jordan, ready to cross over and possess the new land. Moses, preaching his great plains of Moab sermon, makes sure that they don't leave any of it behind. Not so much as one detail of their experience as God's revelation. He puts their entire experience of salvation and providence into the present tense in chapters 1 to 11. He puts the entire revelation of commandment and covenant into the present tense in chapters 12 to 28. And then he wraps it all up in a charge and a song and a blessing to launch them into today's obedience and believing in chapters 29 to 34. Let's go.